stream has started. Let's see who accepts it.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch has accepted the stream.
Okay.
YouTube has accepted the stream.
Okay.
Facebook has accepted the stream.
Okay.
Would you like to start the show?
Yes.
Okay, look at the timer on the screen.
Yep.
When it says on the air, you are on the air.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, hit the wrong button. Got to hit this button.
Welcome to the Oracle of Enlightenment Vortex. This is the Observer, Sal Monaco, and joining us for the first time in I don't know how many years, Dave the Iceman Ennis, former co-host and authority on everything geeky.
You oversell me, please.
Anyway, we welcome everyone. I hope your holiday season has been going well as we get closer to Thanksgiving.
Well, Mariah Carey has determined that the Christmas season started last week. So,
Oh, really? I thought it started the day after Halloween, which is when went one of the, I think it's 96.1 started playing Christmas music.
well, Hallmark started showing Christmas movies the week before Thanksgiving.
You mean the week before Halloween?
Week before Halloween they started showing
I
Christmas
thought they
movies.
showed Christmas movies all year long.
They do, but
The new ones.
But the new ones.
Okay,
the new countdown for Christmas started week before Halloween.
Well, in this time of streaming services where Christmas movies and things are left up all year long, and people actually watch them all year long, what is kind of the point? But it depends on if that person has the streaming service or not, so I guess. Anyway, we're here to talk about some local conventions, starting with one that'll be coming up this weekend, one that we've covered a few times in the past, LilCon. And they're at lilconvention.com if anyone wants to check it out. They're having the miniature painting contest. I really love that event. In fact, I still have one of the things I painted for one of those events. And Cooking with Kiki will be returning.
Well, explain what the event is before you start talking about the programming.
LilCon is a gaming convention that's happening in Lockport at the one moment.
I know, new venue. So
Yeah, new venue. Best Western Plus in Lockport, New York. 515 South Transit Street, Lockport, New York, 14094. And the con will be Saturday and Sunday, November 18th and 19th.
and basically running like 24 hours a day. I mean, they're they're doing gaming all through the night into Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have a list up for things. Game designers, video game historians, musical guests, and more. And we'll get to that in a minute. I'm just pointing out some of these events that I've done that I've seen in the past that I really like. Cooking with Kiki is a good one. We actually get a cooking demo, and that's one that I don't think many conventions have. And there's anime content, cosplay content. There is several different type of events going on at the con. First, I'm going to mention their guests and special attractions. We have Michael Thomason, game historian, publisher, programmer. We have the Brown Box, the first video game council. Oh, that's interesting. We have Monster Tamer, which is the live animal exhibit, which I love seeing every time this con does it. I know at least a couple other cons have done that. Anime North has done it. Costume Con has done it. The whole live animals thing. MCMD, musician and game designer. Glitch, video game band. Playing music of video games across multiple eras of gaming. Oh, that's interesting. DJRU, musician, DJ. We have the Push Start Media Network, Jack Attack DX. These are streamers like ourselves. The BFYTW podcast. Of course, our podcast will be there as well. And we have some authors, Aaron Randolph, Lou Padano, and if I'm butchering any of these names, I apologize in advance. Hugh J. O'Donnell, also an author. Benjamin Sherman, David Daniel, fantasy author, very nice. And of course, our Western New York Deadpool cosplayer. Now, of course, there will be several events going on throughout the weekend, starting at noon on Saturday. We have open video gaming. Mahjong. Ooh, that's a Japanese game. Guest game studios throughout the con. Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, wow, J.J. Ellis. Lil Con's opening ceremonies will be at 12:30, and then we have the Glitch video game band.
So you said wow on J.J. Ellis. Any particular reason, or?
Just people I know that are decent. There'll be a board game ballroom? Oh, okay. That's going to be interesting.
Explain it.
I guess it's an area where board games will be going on. Board games and RPGs will be going on throughout the weekend.
Well,
there's
convention.
several event rooms. Well, I mean, Iron Cosplay. Oh my gosh, I love that event. But they do it differently. Some people do it differently, so I can't say specifically which way they're going to do it. But it's done with several different. I don't know. Let's see if they have it, and they do. Okay. Learn how to make props and more from foam, fabric, cardboard, thread, glue, tape, wire, and more. Yeah. Okay. Basically, it's. They give you a bunch of stuff, and you have to make a cosplay. It's almost like the lightning round that was done at Astra for several years. Let's give you a bunch of stuff and make yourself a cosplay in a certain amount of time, which I found always to be fascinating among those cosplay events. Glitch video game is playing. Monster Melee. Melee, sorry. The Writer's Block. It appeared, wow. There's a lot of events, and they'll be going at RPG panel. Cosplay dating game will be at 9 p.m. Thank God. I've missed it. I don't think anyone's done a cosplay dating game this year.
Well, there have been very few events in this area.
True.
But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. Video game lounge. Oh, that's always good. There's a lot of DJs. Scheduled programming here on the website goes till about 11 o'clock, midnight but you said that it will be going on all night.
Gaming will be going on all night. That's part of the reason why they're doing it in a hotel venue. Is it allows for like all night gaming. With
Oh
like,
wait, yes. If you move to the next day, actually it goes from 12 a.m. down.
Yes.
Yes. Open gaming, open video gaming. At 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. There's League of Legends finals. 8:30 a.m. Dungeons and Dragons. And interesting. Yeah, a lot of different types of events are going. I think that this is the most varied events and panels and entertainment and things that we've seen at this convention. So this is
it's definitely an expansion of what he's done in the past. Mark,
Mark Miller.
who's also a local like DJ and does DJ'd dances at the event. This is an expansion of what he's done in the past, going for like full day and full night programming.
The miniature painting contest, as Dave pointed out earlier, it's a basically they give you a statue and they give you the means to paint it as you would like it. They're small miniature little statues. I still have mine from when I did it the last time. It's a very fun event.
It's fun in general. It's one of the things that Games Workshop used to do from their storefront is allowing people to come in and they'd give you like a small plastic miniature and they'd teach you how to paint it on site and you'd be able to go home with it.
Exactly.
It's hands-on, it's fun. And like an introduction to a larger world.
Basically. It's cool. It's nice to have a con running all night here in this area. I mean, I know a lot of them in Toronto do it, but I don't think we've, in recent memory, had one that... I know that ErieCon had some late-night parties and stuff, but I don't recall any conventions in this area that did all-night programming like, say, Anime North does, where you've got 40 people in a video room at 3 a.m. watching hentai.
Yeah, but that time of night is probably appropriate for watching hentai.
The thing is, no matter what time of day it was, there was always a lot of people in that room for hentai and for the other version. What was it called? What's it called? Well, you know what I mean. Also, I'd like to show some photographs from previous little cons to show everyone that it is a cosplay. It has been in the past a cosplay, have a decent event as well as gaming and anime and such. So we're switching over to show some pictures from previous. There we go. Some nice cosplay. That was one of our good friends who helps run the cons, Kayla. Games. More cosplay. Furries. As you see, many various cosplays and areas of the dealer's room. I like that one. Mm-hmm. And, of course, areas where activities, there's Mark himself, areas where activities took place. Now this is at a former venue.
Yeah, this
Again,
this
this
was the
is-
venue from like a couple of years ago, where they had it in.
A Legion.
Yeah, it was a Legion outpost where they were using the main hall, and they had like a couple of rooms upstairs, kind of sort of set up for programming.
And they had an exhibit area. They had a video game area, which I think the video game area was actually in the bar.
It was. You know, the video game area was actually in the bar.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And these are some great cosplays from previous years and events. There's the bar.
Yeah, no.
Some of the
If I
names?
recognize the year, this was the year when
Michelle.
like the two of us and Dennis Blake were doing like Doctor Who panels and fandom panels.
I believe we were, yes.
And in the upstairs, yeah.
There might even be pictures of it. I believe this was from 2019. Here's from Cooking with Kiki.
You know, again, 2019 when, you know, basically cons stopped.
Yeah, because of COVID.
And I know
It's-
that Mark is like struggled really hard to bring the con back after COVID. So
Well, it was the same issue with Astronomicon, which we both attended a few weeks ago. It was actually brought back after a 10-year hiatus. I think those are pictures of you and Dennis. Yes. Katie, our Captain America. Chris Bookhagen. That was the outdoor event. Now, keep in mind that this con used to be done during the summer, so outdoor activities were used, whereas this is the first time it's being held at this time of the year. And as you can see, they have their list of events that are going on all weekend long, which will end at 8. It's looking like the con toast is at 7:15, so I'm thinking the event will be done probably by 8, possibly 9. Who knows? But the con toast is always fun. Although in previous years we had to do it. At midnight on Saturday, because I believe this is the first year that Mark's doing it as 2 days. Normally it was just 1 day, correct?
normally, yes.
Yes. So, and we're moving to a. Whoop. I'm gonna show some quick videos, or at least pieces of it. Okay, we're here at LittleCon with Tiffany Grant. How are you, Tiffany?
I'm doing great, thanks.
You're a voice actress?
I am a voice actor. Yes, I've been doing it for a little over 25 years.
Wow. Can you start off by telling us some of your most recognizable work?
Absolutely. Yeah, people mostly know me as Asuka in Neon Genesis Evangelion. Some of the other shows that people would know me for, Flower Bodevig and Infinite Stratos. I worked on Akame ga Kill, which was on Cartoon Network. I was Koro in that. People would also know me from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, I love Full Metal Alchemist.
I was in an episode of Ouran High School Host Club. People love that show. Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, Azumanga Daioh, Blue Seed, and hundreds more.
Sounds like it. Do you do any non-anime cartoons?
Not really. Not anything else that's animated that was not anime. A couple of things from Korea that I worked on, but not any like Western cartoons. No, I've worked on some video games. Deus Ex 2. I worked on Warframe last year. So I have done some video games, like non-anime stuff.
Okay. Have you done any live action stuff, or are you strictly voice acting?
Live action. I have been in some live action films. Laughing Boy right here. There's an actual DVD, but it is available for streaming for free on Amazon Prime. I'm using props. There's also Lars the Emo Kid and Dead of Night, which you can stream for free on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
So that's some of my live action work as well.
Great. So what got you into voice acting?
Well, my background was in theater, so I had primarily done a lot of theater all throughout school and at college, community theater. And then back in early 1994, a friend of mine found out that this company, ADV Films, was having auditions for their very first anime that they were going to dub, and they needed to find some voice actors. And so I just heard about it that way. Somebody knew that these guys were having an audition, and he remembered that I was an actor, so he told me about it. I went and auditioned, and 25 years later, I'm still doing it.
Yeah, it sounds great. What advice would you give for young people trying to break into the business?
I would say to people that you should start wherever you are. So getting involved in any kind of acting, if it's community theater or doing student films or, any kind of projects online, doing a fan dub or an original project, podcasting, just start. Just get into it. Just start where you are. And there are so many avenues that are available to people now that I didn't have 25 years ago. The internet has opened up such a portal for people
Yes, it has.
to work on their own projects and connect with other people to do things. So I just tell people, just if you want to do it, just do it. Start. Just do something.
Sounds good. You also do dealing at conventions?
Yes, I do a lot of conventions. I have been a guest at over 270 conventions in the last 22 years. So
Wow.
I go to conventions around the country, around the world, wherever they invite me, I will show up.
And you always get a table and deal your merchandise?
I get a table and I sign stuff for people. And by the way, I don't charge for autographs. So there you go.
Good. That's great. Do you think it's hard having to dub animes as opposed to just doing an original script?
There is definitely a technical challenge when you're dubbing an anime because it's already you're trying to match the mouth flaps of something that already exists. That said, it's something that I have done literally thousands of times. So, and for me, it's I have a level of comfort with that format because I've done it a lot. But yes, I mean, the very few things that I've done where I'm recording for an animation or like for video games that I'm recording and I don't have to match something, yes, that's a lot easier not having to match mouth movements.
That's great. What's your latest project?
Ooh, well, I'm trying to think what that, because the most recent stuff I can't really talk about. It hasn't been announced. Some of the more recent projects that I've worked on that are announced, I am all the penguins in a mobile game called Waddleville, Escape from Waddleville, and Warframe that I mentioned before. I play a character called Rocky in that. But if anybody wants to keep up with any of my latest projects, I try to keep my resume updated on tiffanygrant.net, so you can also contact me there, and I do have a Facebook group, so you can meet up with me that way.
All right. Thank you very much for granting us the interview.
Sure, thank you.
Tiffany Grant, everyone. That was a wonderful interview by the very lovely Miss Tiffany Grant. That was, again, at LilCon 2019. and it is like I said, the convention has always been a lot of fun, and it's something I look forward to. So I'm glad that it is back where we can enjoy it again. Now, Dave, just to move on a little, Dave is going to tell us about another con that's going to be here in Buffalo next year. David?
Nice seg. Well, I am part of the group bringing in the North American Science Fiction Convention to Buffalo next year. Buffalo NASFic 2024. See, flyer and everything. NASFic, for people who aren't aware.
Let me have the flyer. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh. I was trying to figure out what you were doing.
I am. Okay, keep in mind we haven't used this in a while, folks, so I think we're having a few issues.
Ah, there it is.
Okay. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, trying to figure out what you were doing.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while since he's been in studio, folks, so he doesn't know all our wonderful new tricks.
Well, it wasn't so much the tricks as I'm watching him put a piece of paper on top of a power strip, and I'm like,
okay, I'm not sure exactly what's happening here, so everyone's had a chance to see it. Now, is there a place online they can go?
Yes.
Okay.
Buffalo, NASFic, NASFic, 2024.org.
Mm-hmm.
But just to give you the quick rundown, the NASFic, the North American Science Fiction Convention, is held in years when the World Science Fiction Convention, WorldCon, is not held in North America, which, United States, Canada, parts of Mexico. In the case of 2024, WorldCon is going to be taking place in Glasgow. So a bunch of us, including our chair, Wayne Brown, who runs Astronomicon in Rochester, put together a bid.
Which went really good this year, I should point out.
Put together a bid to bring the North American Science Fiction Convention to Buffalo. We won the vote, which took place in Winnipeg this summer.
Unopposed, I believe, right?
Unopposed. Though there was always the possibility that a group like Orlando could have joined at any time.
Uh-huh.
At which time we announced our guests of honor, legendary science fiction author Alan Dean Foster, who, if you're not familiar with his independent science fiction work, he's also known for movie novelizations, including the novelization and the first spin-off novel for the original Star Wars in 1977. Actually,
what do you mean by spin-off? You mean one that wasn't related to the material in the movies?
Correct. He wrote the novelization for Star Wars in '76. The novelization actually came out before the movie came out. The next original novel that came out afterwards was something called Splinter of the Mind's Eye. And again, first original novel based on the property. and in fact was the idea that George Lucas had for a sequel had Star Wars not done as well as it did. It single location, limited cast would have been a low budget follow up. Anyways, Alan Dean Foster. We have young adult author and comics guest Nyla Magruder. Our artist guests are the Foglios, and I know I'm butchering that name, Kaja and Phil. And you might recognize their work from stuff that they did for Magic the Gathering. And our fan guests, Tony and Sufford Lewis. Now, the interesting thing with our fan guests is they actually originated the NASFic concept. They created the idea in the 1970s, which is kind of interesting because NASFic as an entity is actually in the news or in fandom news right now because coming out of the Chinese Worldcon that just took place, the Chinese want to create an Asian version of NASFic, a traveling con that goes around Asian countries. And it's got the current name of ASFic, ASFIC. It was proposed at Worldcon. It passed initial vote. It may or may not become final in Glasgow for the second vote. But it's led to a discussion of whether or not the North American Science Fiction Convention should be independent of Worldcon, whether it should become its own entity taking place on an annual basis, much like Eurocon, or in this country, a traveling con like WesterCon, which takes place in the Southwest. WesterCon, traveling convention. It's owned by the Los Angeles Science Fiction Society, and it travels from city to city across the West. And in fact, there was a WesterCon that was also a NASFic a couple of years ago.
So, yeah, NASFic is basically
NASFic is a traveling con.
It's
like
basically
Worldcon.
Worldcon, the mini convention, right? And it works.
That's kind of selling it kind of short, but for a short description, yeah.
Well, it takes place within the U.S. whenever Worldcon's not here, right?
It takes place in North America.
Oh, North America. I'm sorry. So it includes Canada and Mexico. You said earlier in the show, if I remember.
Right. And the last NASFic was in Winnipeg.
Okay.
So
that doesn't include South America, right?
I would have to actually take a look at the Constitution of WSFS to tell you how far south NASFic goes. But we discussed guests of honor. Basically, it is a science fiction convention. It has what you would expect from a science fiction convention. Panels, gaming, masquerade, art show, autograph sessions with our guests of honor.
Cosplay competition?
cosplay competition.
A dance?
We're looking at it, yes.
Okay. What else? Are we looking at a con suite here?
Well, which brings us to our venues. The convention is going to be taking place this summer, July 18th through the 21st, at the Hyatt Regency Buffalo and the Buffalo Convention Center. The convention center will be home to our dealers and exhibitors. Programming will be in the hotel, including a con suite, which is going to be in the penthouse suite of the hotel.
Very nice.
I've seen pictures of the penthouse, very large space.
Mm-hmm. And what, are you allowed to do food and drinks, or is it just a sit-down place?
There will be limited food and drink available.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's always cool. So, give the date again, please.
July 18th through the 21st. It goes Thursday to Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Do you know if it any specific festivals, Buffalo festivals at the time that might be running the same time?
I know that we're just missing probably Taste of Buffalo. I couldn't tell you what other festivals are going on.
At that time,
downtown.
it probably I wouldn't say downtown, but at that time, it'll probably be up against the Italian Festival and Canal Fest, which is better than the Erie County Fair, as we've seen. I remember we did a convention downtown several years ago, and it would happen while Taste of Buffalo was going on, and we actually sent cosplayers out into Taste of Buffalo, and it made people come and buy memberships at the con.
Now, the one thing that we did manage to avoid was San Diego Comic-Con. We are not the same weekend as San Diego, which actually is a good sign, because we're not necessarily competing for dealers with San Diego, not to mention potential program participants. And we are looking for artists, program participants, volunteers. If you're interested in any of those areas, please feel free to email us at info at buffalo-nasfic2024.org, or you can, again, go to our website, buffalo-nasfic2024.org, and reach us through the contact pages.
Okay. Sounds good.
We're like I said, artists, vendors, exhibitors. We're at that stage where we're beginning to put all of that together, and we want to have a strong local showing of artists and program participants to demonstrate local fandom to people coming in to this area. Taking a look at the registration database, attendees are coming in from all over the United States. This is not a local event. It pulls from our attendees come from all over the U.S. They come from all over Canada. Just processed a couple of Canadian registrations the other day. You know, as our membership base slowly trickles in.
Uh-oh. Mark Miller just called in. How you doing, Mark?
How you doing, buddy? Sorry about that. Life is crazy. I'm here. I'm here for you.
Okay. We're going to call you back from the studio so that we can patch you in. We've talked about a lot of the stuff on your website and on and showed stuff and interviews from previous events. So I'm going to call you right back now from our studio. So be ready to answer.
Will do.
Okay.
Thank you.
And while I'm doing that, Dave, you can finish what you were saying.
No need. Basically, again, July 18th to the 21st, 2024. Check our website.
Aloha.
Aloha, Mark. How are you?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you fine. It's me and
Check one, check two.
yeah. Can you hear us,
I can't hear anybody else.
Dave?
Hey, Mark, it's Dave Annis. Hello?
My second in
I don't know if you
command.
can hear me, but I just got static.
Oh, okay. Dave, maybe your mic's not close enough to your.
Hello?
No, not just pull it. Yeah, like that.
Hello?
Okay. Mark, can you hear him now? Whoop. Mark?
Sounds like he couldn't hear anybody.
Well, he was hearing me. He just said he couldn't hear anybody else.
I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I've got a boatload of static. That's all I hear.
Okay, we can hear you.
I don't know if you need to call me back.
Okay, can you hear us now? No. Okay, we'll try calling you back again. All right. Okay, quality was bad. Echo garbled unclear. No ringing. Echo garbled and unclear audio. All right, let's try again. I'm going to try calling Mark again. 716. Dave, go ahead. Talk while I take care of this.
Well, you know, we're almost ready. Hey, technical problems are par for the course, isn't it?
For live shows, yes. I mean, even live with Kelly and Mark deal with it. So.
Check 1, 2. Can you hear me?
We could hear you. Can you hear us finally?
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yes. Can you hear us?
I'm getting static.
You're still getting static. Okay.
I don't hear anything but static.
Okay. Hold on.
I think I might just need to call back on the other line.
Yeah, call back on the other line. We'll mic it.
Yeah. Call back on other.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang up and call him.
I did. I mean, I hung up. Let's try doing this. It worked the last time.
Buddy.
Okay, Mark, we apologize for the
Sorry.
technical difficulties. We could hear you, but you couldn't hear us, apparently.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, well, we have you
Can
mic'd.
everybody hear me out there?
Yeah, we have you mic'd. They're hearing you through my microphone, so.
Wonderful, wonderful. Hello, everybody. Hello, I am here, finally. I'm
Yes.
around.
It's me and Dave Ennis are here.
Nice.
and we have showed, besides talking about previous cons, we've showed photos, we've showed a video of an interview with previous actor guests, and we've gone over everything that was on the website. What would you like to add right now?
So, first things first. I'm stoked about this con because, I mean, we'll say this in a different way. Like, I guess, first things first. This is our first time back since COVID and things, right?
Right,
And,
since 2019.
Yeah. So it's our first time back, and it was funny because when I was throwing this, whatever, the whole reason, I wasn't sure about throwing it this year. It was whatever. And, to gauge interest, I was just kind of like, well, I talked to my buddy Rob's wife. My buddy Rob, he's like my IT guy and thanks for doing stuff. I met him and I met him in, I want to say it was 2020, 2021. And I met him over at a thing called Great Escape of the Lake. And his wife was like, oh, you run LilCon? Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I'm like, oh, you heard of us? I'm like, she's like, yeah, a lot of people talk about it. I'm like, well, what do they say? And she's like, well, everybody's actually just really wondering when you're going to come back. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, that's kind of like it's good, that way. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to put the feelers out there, whatever. And kind of like, we took a shot to be like, hey, a little con's coming back in this year coming up. So we did that, and everybody was like, oh, it's awesome. Oh, it's great. So I'm like, all right, yeah. We definitely got to keep this going. So it was funny where at the beginning it was like, we tried all these big different venues, and there was nothing that worked. Nothing. It was just nothing made sense. And so we tried even back at Scora Post, and the woman was like, yeah, sorry, it's booked up to December. This is calling back in May. Whatever. I'm like, I don't think it was May. I want to say it was April or March, something like that. And she's like, yeah, they're all booked up. I'm like, booked up? I'm like, up until December, what do you guys got? Oh, we got meat raffles. So it's they got a meat raffle every weekend. It's oh my God. So here I am. I'm like, all right, I'm going to figure some things out. And there was this woman that Jay dealt with the Best Western Hotel Plus named Sherry that Jay was doing some stuff over there with them, and they were trying to go and do new things to go and attract some business or keep some people occupied or whatever. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, it ended up where I went to her work and said, listen, here's kind of what's going on. With here I am Best Western Hotel Plus, it's listen, this is what's going on. We either are doing this or we're not for this event, and this is what we need. And so it's kind of I'm kind of looking at booking this today, if that's the case. She's like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. So they gave me a good deal, whatever. And just things have been working ever since. So it's going to be a good time. I wanted to go and make sure we had overnight, definitely an all-nighter experience. So that's the thing. Now, do know this, that it is the board gaming hall that doesn't shut down.
Okay.
The video gaming hall does shut down. We shut that down about 11 o'clock ish. But it's probably going to be a little bit after 11 o'clock when we do it, though, because because we ended up moving a tournament. It was the Katamari Damacy tournament. We originally had it on Sunday, but because of because of a lot of my workers wanting to go and hit the swap meet the next day, they're like, we want to go do this. I'm like, all right. So I moved that tournament, so it's on 10:30 at night for that, and then so it'll probably be a little bit after when that is gone, when that's done. So yeah, I don't know. The party don't stop. That's really what happens.
We're looking forward to it. Dave will tell you trying to deal with venues is not easy, as we talked about earlier in the show about NASFic. And we've dealt with it involving ErieCon. So, right, Dave?
Yeah.
He's got me doing stuff. I'm helping with NASFic this year, actually too. After this con, I'm gonna be able to have a meeting with those guys and help them out. So that's cool too. So I got my hand in many things.
Yeah. It's not just you. Well, we have a number of local organizers coming in. Greg Lamberson's helping us out. A lot of people who have organized events between here and Rochester are coming in and working on this.
Yeah. And you've got Jason helping out with games, right?
Yep.
Over at
there's a lot of
Savage Dragon.
People. The coolest thing about the game thing is that we have more game designers than we've ever had. We got people from like Indianapolis that are out here showing off games, so they're coming from far. And I haven't even announced it yet, so make this the announcement, I guess. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a thing like if you go and you play all these games that are of the the board game all these designers. If you play them, you will get like a little scorecard. Scorecard, you'll get like little stuff if you go and if you fill it up or you hit so many games or whatever.
Yep.
So.
And then, of course, there's the con toast at the end of the con.
Of course there is. And it's year number 7.
Yep.
So therefore, there might be 7 slaps.
Yeah. Also, are anything going on at the pool?
So, nothing official.
Okay.
Nothing official, but that doesn't mean there can't be something unofficial that people just kind of, you just go do your own thing. Yeah. So, that's.
Yeah. Well, one year at Astronomicon, we were short a little space, so we had gaming by the pool. So. And Toronto Trek always had a pool party, and I always liked that, at least for a couple of years. You have a lot of my favorite events like cooking with Kiki and painting of the miniatures and the animal exhibit. Yep. And a lot of really tournaments and things. Everything looks really good. And this is your first year going 2 days, right?
No, well, we did the 2 days the last time. I want to say we did it did we do it in? I don't know. I think it was still 1 day on the 5th year. So maybe I think it was the last time we definitely did the 2 days. But this year we're doing 2 days. But depending on how things go, it might expand. But we're gonna see, because it all depends. Like. We check to make sure, we want to stay at the venue. We want to make sure the patrons want to stay at the venue. We want to make sure that, everybody's happy and whatever. I mean, we've had some crazy stuff happening on our back end that, like, you hear about the con disasters behind the scenes and whatever, and it's like, it's not disaster, but it's hard because of all the things that go into it.
Well, we know. I mean,
Yeah.
I've worked with Astronomicon, Anime North. Dave has worked with Polaris, Toronto Trek. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, but I mean, we're doing really good. I'm very confident in this. What's great, and this is what I was going to say at the beginning of things is like, what I'm stoked about, and it makes me sound greedy. That's what's terrible, but it's funny because it's like I'm stoked because we have the most ticket sales we've ever had, and I'm like, oh, well, that means we've got a good reception. So, we'll see. Because my thought is like, oh, well, if you've got a good ticket sale, you should have a good walk-up crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna see how that's gonna be. So,
Well, we've been pushing it as much as possible.
Well, the big thing I can say is this: is that for us,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not to brag, but I'm gonna brag. I don't care.
Go ahead.
I can do it. No, seriously. We're kind of the only board game con that's, I would say board game con, but we're the only only convention that has a lot of focus on board games anymore. And in our area, because I mean, like, you got really good conventions like Erie Days of Gaming that does superb amounts of gaming there. You got stuff like in Con on the Cop because that's Richfield, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Great Escape on the Lakes, which does some board gaming and some LARPing, but in the Buffalo area, like, I mean, you got UBCon and stuff, but it's like they're kind of spread, they're spread more. Where I would like to think that we're kind of the board gamey con, but we do have a lot of video gamey stuff popping. And just everything's great. Like, I'm really stoked because I'm going to be this year with the Ultimate Gaming Championships.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to get like I'm trying to make that even different, where it's not just like, oh, here's a couple of games and people duke it out, and it's process of elimination. I'm trying to have it where you play like. Everybody plays like 4 different games, and then it scores them up, and then they get eliminated, and then you got another 4, and then another 4, and it's all that kind of thing. I'm trying to do that. So I'm trying to really make it be where our experience of stuff is just going to be really cool for people.
Well, I've never had a bad time at your con, so we look forward to it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like, I'm going to be running around like crazy. So the only real tournament that I'm going to probably, well, I shouldn't say tournament. The only thing, like, I don't know what I'm going to be able to participate in other than what I'm running, So I'm like, I was hoping to sit down and play like a game.
Yeah.
I'd probably be at like 2 in the morning if I did. And then you got like, Paul Mercer of Fluffalo Con, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep you up. I'm gonna feed you caffeine, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to be like that. I will crash the next day.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but,
It's almost like Anime North, where Okay. Well, we're about to get the 2-minute warning, so thank you so much for being on the show, Mark, and we look forward to the con this weekend.
yeah, definitely. Stop on down. It's going to be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Over at the Best Western Hotel Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And, this weekend, 18th, 19th, come out. Have a
Right.
blast.
Littleconvention.com for anyone who wants. What are the ticket prices are good, right?
Yeah, so it's 10 for Saturday or Sunday, or if you want the weekend, it's 15. And yeah, littleconconvention.com, LILCON convention.com.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mark.
Later. Take care. Thank you.
Okay, Mark Miller, everyone. Okay. Bye. Again, folks, we apologize for the technical difficulties. If we did, as I say every show, if we didn't have a show that had technical difficulties, it wouldn't be a live show. Anyway, so Dave, we have about 1 minute, so I want to thank Mark for making it on the show and for Dave coming in at the last minute, and I appreciate it. Welcome back to the show after all this time.
Thank you.
Yes. Give your website one more time, please.
Yeah, that'd be Buffalo NASFic, 2024.org. That's Buffalo, NASFic, 2024.org.
Mm-hmm. Well, we ran out of time for the movie TV talk, so we'll have to have Dave come back another time and do that. So until then, come to Little Con this weekend. Next year, come to NASFic and support local conventions that are not Comic-Cons. So for the Oracle of Enlightenment, this is the Observer, Sal Monaco, saying, have a happy holiday, and we'll see you at the con. Take us away, Richard.